And I'll be honest with you, hearing Brandon and Sky after the game talk about Quran, it almost made me go, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Was that like a revolt?
Right.
Like, again, not saying that's the truth. I'm not.
Yeah. Okay. Put it this way.
I don't want to put that on the kids. Like, I don't want to
put
say
it this
they
way.
quit. Yeah.
Last night opened any kind of room for any kind of speculation.
Nothing's really off the table.
Yeah.
Not saying any of it's true, not true, but yeah.
Yeah. Like there was not any. You didn't have direction last night.
Yeah.
You didn't have direction.
No.
So yeah, that was what was.
And it started before the game,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you were saying a minute ago. And it started with the Karan Davis stuff. And
yeah. It's like you get on that foot, and then you say, well, okay, well maybe, apparently obviously guys will be aware that there's a little bit of buzz going on social media, the way you go back and forth in the locker room. And, like I said, you could feel the buzz. And none of the players are immune from that. None of the coaches are immune from that. And to like experience the game without direction, experience your basketball program not feeling like it has much direction.
No,
which is incredibly disappointing. Like I said, the second hour I appreciate you covering for me yesterday, and the second hour I'll return the favor a little bit where you get into the basketball, part of it. But yeah, when you say program, big picture, like I said, it was just it was about as bad as a vibe as you got yesterday. What I'm saying? I was really disappointed about that. 8150-939 is the number. 3831-939 is the text line. Yeah, like I said, it was, you say, hey, this is your opportunity to get right, to show some discipline. Like, some camaraderie, I expected to see, like I said, when the game started, I just expected to see a different,
absolutely.
A general different product. So yeah, at that point, I'm like, okay, now you put your athletic department in a more comfortable, position. I'll say this. I always said to you privately, this team, I'm thankful for this team. I know being talented enough, right?
Absolutely.
Coming into the season, I said the positive thing about having, Sky Clark, Trey White.
Yeah,
I've seen Trey White get it done, at a high level. I've seen Sky Clark get it done at a high level. Just, little things like protecting the ball. I didn't see fatal flaws on those guys. Like I said, that level of talent. Manny, I liked him last year. I like the natural motor of guys that I know can play hard. Now, can they play hard and stay focused for extended periods? That's going to be on the coach. Are they going to be able to, regardless of record, are they going to be able to keep a product out there where you say, oh, okay, guys are, getting better. And, like I said, I was happy that I knew I would know. I would be able to identify, what I'm saying, is the product sustainable?
Well, because the pieces are there. Like I have comfort in saying we're done here. Because I don't think you can put a quote unquote more talented roster on the court.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, as far as talent goes. So I'm like, okay, well, this is on you then.
Yeah. You can go get a bunch of finished products and like I said, the phrase that, you did not want to be true is roll them out there. Yeah. You did not want that to be a true thing.
But it feels like we're rolling them out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's a lot of, like I said, in the verbiage, there's a lot of I'm trying to get them to understand,
and yes,
that's went from, okay, maybe you're kind of coach speak to no, now it looks like you're just trying to get them to understand.
Well, and the problem is, man, that's the I could spend hours talking about why he should be let go just because of what's happening on the court.
Mm.
Unfortunately, the reason why I now think you probably got to be let go soon is off the court. Just the messaging, the everything. From going back to the with the Karan Davis thing, going back and looking at the other things that have happened, and it's just like, if
I were going to rank the weirdness, right? Like on the weirdness scale, to say something's not right. When you say, okay, here's the thing, Steve. I said it. Well, I don't know if I said it last night. I feel like I'm a lot of these things I'm gonna repeat. In a vacuum, these individual situations aren't extreme.
No. Yeah.
1,000 paper cuts.
Yeah.
Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, where you say, okay, hey, that Trenton Flowers situation. And it was, okay, I know part of it can happen. Hey, an extremely talented player gets an opportunity.
Thank you, Betty Johnson, Chad. Appreciate that, man. He's not mad at us, so that's good. That's all you need to know. But listen, I won't necessarily read all that, but I agree with you 100% on that. Yeah.
The Trenton Flowers situation.
Yeah.
By itself, Steve, you say, hey, he had an opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He took the opportunity. By itself, that's fine. It sucks. Blah, blah, blah. When it happened, you said, it was a little callous on the Flowers family part. You know, it's a little callous. And then you fast forward a little bit and you say, okay, how did he handle it? There wasn't a conversation, but it was still like a little, you kind of, again, when we were emotional about it, it was like, it's a piece of crap, and then you say, hey, you got that situation. And that was before or after Mbako?
I think that was after. Yeah.
Okay. So those two situations, now they're not in a vacuum.
Uh-huh.
Now it's like, hey, these are two situations, and we never know everything.
Yeah, of course.
But we kind of give the disclaimers of tea leaves and a little bit of what we know, and then you say, hey, it seems like two families really felt comfortable kind of using your situation. Maybe you used us for negotiating power. Maybe you got used in two situations where you kind of say, okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, you get your Karan Davis, you know what I'm saying? So now it's three situations where you're like, I don't know the details, but the pattern of somebody feeling comfortable doing things that, you say, it's three people who you seem to try to protect and ended up on the looking bad side of the situation.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And even with the Quran thing, it's like, hey, it was obvious what you were doing. It's obvious. You tell us how much you care about the kids. Everybody knows that your reputation for 30 years has been you putting your players first. You putting your kids first. The things that make you a trustworthy assistant coach are the things that allow yourself to be open for extreme ridicule in the head coaching seat. And unfortunately, that's where you are. That's where you are with the fan base, or the fan base is.
Well, then you toss in there just the way the G League thing was handled and the way it kind of got out, and then it was like,
what? Okay,
the Nolan going to the G League, and all that. Just it was
again independently.
Yeah,
I mean, I know how I feel about him independently. Like I said, when you shut down locker rooms independently, I am okay with a coach bold-faced lying to the public to protect his guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment that starts to look like, hey, you're protecting people that are not protecting you. Now,
right.
now it's it's jeopardizing your program quality.
Yeah.
You know, your program quality, your program culture, when it's like, okay, this is a place where we can get away with this. This is, you know, hey, when all else fails, this is the move they're making. So you say, hey, that can't happen at any program.
Yeah.
You know, much less, you know, Louisville.
No,
So,
yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just a fan in me. I'm just. Yesterday, I made the case for I was like, you know, I think you go ahead, you finish the season out, you do all that. I just, you can't anymore, man.
I'll say this. It's a good thing the Kentucky game is right around the corner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the Kentucky game gives you that peak emotion. You know what I'm saying? it won't be emotional.
I don't know if we can peak anymore. Can we peak anymore? I guess you can. Because I do think when you see that many Kentucky fans in the building and they're beating you, and then I know whether you like it or you don't like it or agree with me or disagree with me, but when he smiles and shakes John Calipari's hand, I'm probably going to throw something. I'm probably going to flip my freaking lid in that place.
Yeah, it'll
in that place. I'm not going. What are you talking about in that place?
It'll be front and
pay me to be in there.
I'm gonna be like, let's go.
I'm not gonna. Couldn't pay me to sit in that place. That's why I'm not knocking any Louisville fan. Yeah. Hey. Listen, I'm not knocking any Louisville fan that says they're not going to that game. I'm like, I'm not sitting in there and listening to them hoop and holler in my stadium while they're up 50. If they want to be,
right,
they're going to be up as much as they want to be up.
Or maybe Cal pulls a little friendly.
Then it's going to be like, oh, great game.
No, it won't be great. You won't hear any of that. you won't hear any of that.
I don't know. I'm just done. I say do it before. Say do it before. Give me a bump. Give me a reason to go.
He still wouldn't go.
I would. I think I would. I think I would.
Me knowing you wouldn't. You'd sit in your living room and say, we'll see. Well, I mean, like I said, it's not much of a conversation. Like I said, it's just you can talk about how many ways the experience is it's failing. It's failing visually. It's failing, you know, emotionally. And like I said, there's a lot. Well, let me go with the phone lines. I'll be fair to it. Who got up first? Dave, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Hey, how's it going?
Could be better.
You know,
awesome.
I agree, but I was in the same boat with most everybody else, and especially you two. I thought it was the best hire we could have had, and I thought Kenny was I just thought he would knock it out of the park, to be honest with you. But, you know, listening to Drew and a lot of people calling in and kind of talking about the KP Mafia and stuff, how they're wanting them to eat it. And I mean, there's been probably a lot of things said that I don't know. I don't do social media, Facebook and X and all that stuff. So I don't know what's been said, you know, from the KP Mafia standpoint the whole time. But
yeah, I don't know what that is. But
yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about with Drew and Mark. But you know, they were pretty railing on the KP Mafia, and they probably have a little bit of a right to. And then they start talking about a kumbaya moment, and yeah, we need to start kind of maybe backing off a little bit of that, because if it wasn't for those guys, you know, Daryl Griffith and Jerry and, you know, all that era of guys. Hell, I grew up a UK fan until those guys. That's what they watching those guys. That's when I became a U of L fan.
Right.
So, you know, we got to probably cut them a little bit of slack. And, you know, I mean, they fought, played, sweat, and bled with, you know, playing basketball with pain. And, you know, when you got somebody like that, you've gone through that with, you want to give them the best chance possible. And I you know, hell, no, I don't, you know.
Listen, Dave, listen, I appreciate the call. I know what you're saying. And I'll be the first one to say we're at the point where we can separate it. You know, we can definitely separate it. We can definitely say, hey, their contribution to the program over the course, the way they've represented themselves in the program, from player to coach, it's different. It's two separate things. So, like, Dave, I feel you, but again, I'm kind of taking this page from Steve's book where I'm saying, okay, if you fan, you can fan, you can be respectful. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the KP Mafia kind of thing. I just think that's a it makes me uncomfortable with it. But like I said, people are gonna fan the way they want to fan, and you don't have to combine KP the player and what they've done to the program to the job he's doing as the head coach. Like I said, I don't like the nastiness. I don't like the name calling. That's just something in me particular. What do I got up next? Ron, thanks for joining us on
Dan.
Sorry about that. Well, Dan, fire away, my man.
It is what it is. People are getting the revenge. It's always fun to think about, but it's like nobody's going to admit they're wrong. So I think we just move on from that. My biggest point is, please just let this fall flat. Don't hire an interim coach. In my opinion, everybody on that bench, we need to create a clean sweep. We need to remove the entire coaching staff, everybody from the athletic trainers to whoever wipes the court. Everybody's got to go. So please, no Nolan Smith, no Wagner. Let's just, everybody there, remove them, say thank you, pay them their money. Let's move in a different direction. Have a great day, guys.
Appreciate the call. The pay them their money conversation is going to be one of those more Josh Hurdy fundraiser. Let's check.
He fired the court sweeper, man.
He did fire.
or some poor teenage kids. Like, this is a dream.
Who's next? The ushers, the Yum Center ushers, and everybody just parking attendants. And no, I do. Again, there's 1,000 platforms to voice your opinion on the nasty nature. Like I said, if you know if you know this, I'm just disappointed as anybody. I am as baffled as anybody. I'm as surprised as anybody that this wasn't a better result. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, that's understandable. It is what it is. Like I said, and like I said, your opinion for saying no interims, just let it fall. That was kind of my point with Steve. I'm just like, no, let it be, let it be clear to the national perspective that, hey, this thing is total. Like this wasn't a not enough time. This wasn't the culture was just so bad. It was so toxic. That's why I've been okay with like letting this thing play fully out. So you can just say, okay, there's not, the worst thing we talk about all the time, like in a relationship, did you leave too early? Did you take that mistake? Could you have been a little more understanding?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I'm not really at that. I mean, I like that you're not going to have any excuses. Just like support excuses, anything else. Who do I got to take next? Doc, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away. Doc, you there?
Ron,
fire away.
Hey guys, appreciate you taking my call. I'm kind of on board with everybody here when it comes to the inevitable, what's going to lead to here. But one thing I personally just would really not want to see, and that would be Nolan Smith taking over the program for the rest of the year. We saw how he kind of acted when he was at Duke, when Coach K didn't receive the gift from North Carolina when he retired. He didn't want to come to Louisville out of high school as a player because he was scared of the pressure. And then in the off season this year, he tried to leave for a G League team. And then when he got caught, he said he wanted to just see what the process was like. And I don't know about you guys, but have either of you all ever gone through an interview process where you didn't want to actually get the job, you just wanted to see what it was like? If there's anybody who just does not deserve the interim job, if it does come down to that, it's him, and I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
I appreciate the call. I again, I respect your opinion. I disagree. I think coaching jobs are so few and far between. Head coaching jobs, G League jobs, those are career interviews that you just don't turn down. Like I said, I didn't think it. I know he didn't expect for it to come out. I did talk to Nolan about it. He said it was a good opportunity to go check it out. See what's going on. You want to go through those processes. Like that's why they added Rooney rules and NFL football. There's how many NBA teams is there?
30, 32.
32 NBA teams. There's 20, however many G League teams. Yeah. That's 50 professional basketball jobs in the United States of America. I don't think it's a bad thing to interview for a job to see, like I said, to meet execs, meet with the teams. I get that. But again, you have your case for not doing interims. That's not really like, I guess, like I said, I respect it, but I definitely, if I'm advising coaches, head coaches should let their assistants interview at all times for professional jobs.
Yeah,
if you're being considered.
Yeah.
Doc, West End, Wayne, Will from Tampa. My screen's down.
Doc, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
So, obviously it's not working. The question is, if you're KP at this point, what do you do? From my opinion, if I'm him, today's practice, I go out on the floor, I put balls out on the floor and say, y'all do whatever the hell you please, because obviously you're not listening to a thing that I'm trying to get across to you. And when you decide that you want to listen and you want to try to actually execute and refine how you pass, because right now you're lucky if you pass urine or gas because you're not passing the ball properly. When you learn how to move your feet, when you learn how to do things we're trying to work on, then come back and talk to me and invite me to come to your practice, because you're not getting anything out of practice and I'm wasting my time with you.
Man, Doc, I do appreciate the call. Yeah, my practice would be layups. I'd go back to crumb day one. Listen, Steve, for the first couple of weeks of practice, we would practice with a tennis ball.
Yeah. I believe that.
It's just like you're gonna learn how to move around right before you have those old school coaches that say, okay, we're gonna tie our shoes first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Let me just take a minute here, because I'm the worst though to I just moved on last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you hate this, but
no, yeah, I understand that.
But I'm these shows here are the ones I hate, because I don't care. I'm done,
mm-hmm.
and when I'm done, I'm done as a Louisville fan. Okay,
mm-hmm.
This is the fan, Steve. I'm yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done here. I was yeah, what are we doing? I've moved on.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's where. So I don't care if I thought he would work. So
mm-hmm.
if you're arguing with me, you're arguing with terrorists, because I don't care. I'm ready to hire a new coach already. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm
terrible hire.
Yeah, I'm going to go through the process.
Well, not terrible hire. I think
at the time,
at the time, yeah. And now, and it's just I struggle with these, because I struggle with the quote unquote transition period.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm yeah, I just care more about
how you handle it.
How do we handle it?
Yeah.
How do we handle it, and where do we go from here? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of my thing. I guess that's where I'm at now is.
I tell you what, we'll reset it. We'll take a quick commercial break. And Days of Marcus Maven, 93.9 The Bill.
Hi, this is Louisville football coach Jeff Brom. You're listening to the home of U of L Athletics, 93.9 The Bill.
Hey, Cards fans. Do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com. And be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
This is Chris Hodge, host of the Sports Investors Daily Radio Show, sponsored by TakingVegas.com. Be sure to tune in every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. local time. And for today's top free pick on a recorded line, call 888-9-WIN-NOW or visit TakingVegas.com.
Join me, Nick Curran.
And me, Phil Baker.
Every Sunday from 10 to noon for the Sunday Morning Hangover on ESPN 680 and 105.7.
Or follow us online, ESPNLouisville.com.
Alexa, play ESPN 680.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
Can't get enough ESPN Louisville? Subscribe to us on YouTube at ESPN Louisville for live watch-alongs, play-by-play breakdowns with the coach, behind-the-scenes action in the bullpen, and more.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial #LAW on your cell phone. That's #529, offices Louisville.
You've got ants inside the house, mosquitoes outside the house, moles burrowing in your lawn, and termites eating your house from inside out. You're completely surrounded. Luckily, OPC Pest Services has a 4 seasons program that can help. OPC has been providing quality pest services since 1972. Protect your home and property and call OPC Pest Services for a free estimate at 969-9635 or visit opcpest.com. Again, that's 969-9635 or visit opcpest.com.
Most people don't put much thought into the value of a reliable water or sewage pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump shop, includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial, and industrial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, or visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
Are you looking for a career that makes a difference? Seven County Services is hiring changemakers to impact the lives of our community with services that include mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities. Our diverse team of mission-focused individuals includes a wide range of professional and support roles. Enjoy a generous compensation package, tuition reimbursement, student loan assistance, paid clinical supervision, and career development opportunities. Seven County Services. It's more than a career, it's a purpose.
BetMGM presents Upping the Action with Jamie Foxx.
Football is a game of inches, but the game of inches gets a lot bigger when you bet the total receiving yards with BetMGM. Now you're watching every step, and he's stepping. He's on the 20, the 10. He's stepping all the way to covering every inch of your total receiving yards. They're stepping, and you're dancing. This football season, download the BetMGM app. Now you're betting with the king of sportsbooks.
And get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 and over to wager. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, and Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369 in New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona. 1-800-327-5050 in Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help in Michigan. First bet offer for new customers only in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold craft, tap, can, or bottled beer, 4 pegs. And the best part about Four Pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
Hello, this is Dan McDonald, head baseball coach at the University of Louisville. You're listening to the home of Cardinal baseball on 93.9 The Ville.
The most valuable resources one could have. If you agree with that sentiment, then DFH Company is most certainly the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222, or you can look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Make sure you look into the Mitsubishi mini split, like the one we use here at the 93.9 studios for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222, or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. I believe West End Wayne is up next. Thank you for calling us on 93.9. Fire away.
I would say, what's up, fellas, that already know what is the mood's down. I'm going to make a few points. I don't agree either with this splitting of the fan base of Mafia, Kenny Mafia, and all that. That's garbage. I think, too, me being from the West End, the language barrier is a little bit different than what people's used to. I mean, I understand Kenny's language and, Coach KP, I understand his language being from Mississippi and everything. It's different. And if you're not accustomed to that, it's hard for you to understand it. It's like a lot of people didn't understand Lamar's language being South Florida. It's just different, Marcus. You understand exactly what I mean. Where I think KP has went wrong in the very beginning is not hiring an old vet coach to kind of help walk him through. And again, I think the expectations were so high that he was just going to bring in all these stars like Kentucky had, and it was a letdown from the get-go with this. Let's play devil's advocate here for a minute, and let's say that there was a problem with Ian, and because it looked to me, and I'm being honest, like they quit last night. There's no way you can have all them straight line drives like it and somebody not get clipped and hit the ground. It's not going to happen. You know it, Marcus, as well as I do. So to me, it looks like they quit. But again, let's play devil's advocate for a minute. Is the fan base willing, if this got worked out and Karan Davis is gone and they've all hashed it out, the real team shows up this next rest of the season, drills his Pepperdine, beats Kentucky, and actually, I'm being serious here.
I know you are.
And actually starts playing. Are you that gun-ho that you want KP gone, and you're still going to stick to your guns and say, well, yeah, but look what a bad year he had the first year? People, you got to realize this, too. We were doomed with probation and expecting to get 2 years off anyway.
Right.
Okay? So just look at it kind of that way. I know it's embarrassing. I know it sucks to see that Yum Center, beautiful facility, being empty like that. It's a bad look on camera, all of it.
Right.
But let's just say that he got all that worked out. The cloud's gone. He does start winning. The man can coach. People can say what they want. I guarantee you, if you listen to Doc that goes to those practices, he's in their butts, and he's working the heck out of them. Those ex-UK players and NBA players that played under him are not lying. They're not making it up saying the guy can't coach, the guy don't know anything about ball and all that. His mistake was, I think, the assistants that he hired.
Spilled coffee every fucking where. Fucking hate this day.
rid of all of them.
Fuck everybody.
I just think if it gets and if it don't, I understand you got to move on.
Right.
But why are you rushing for the doom to happen to the program that you love? Regardless if the splitting the hairs of Gerald Griffin said this, Jerry Eaves is this way, whatever.
When he was there.
Right.
And, what did he really learn being an assistant coach under Calipari? Did he really learn anything? So that's my take. I feel like, the only way to really salvage the season, in my opinion, if he was to go, was to hand the keys over to Nolan Smith. And I know a whole lot of callers, they don't agree with that. But, Nolan Smith, he was underneath a great, head coach, one of the greatest ever.
Mm-hmm.
So, what y'all think?
Look, first and foremost, I appreciate the call, Will. But I'll say this. There's two things. Number one, this is, I believe this is the caller before Kevin talked about, coaches over there, ripping them and everything. When I watched the game the second time last night, it was entertaining. It was entertaining to see the coaches in unison knew what was coming. Like when a play was about to happen, they were in unison. I used to enjoy Davenport and a scouting report play out just like it was on the court. So I'm watching the coaches saying, hey guys, this is what's coming. This is what's coming. You can see them in unison knowing what's coming. And then when it works, you can say, okay, at least it was scouted out right. You know what I'm saying? At least it was scouted out right. But between execution.
The announcer actually said one time, he was like, one of their guards, he's like, man, another good take. He's like, but to be fair, he said this, I can't remember the guard's name, but he was like, this player won't play another team all year where he can just pull it out 20 feet and go straight to the basket.
Yeah, right. And get that
was like,
with no help. Yeah. No. Yeah, like. Oh, and the other thing, Kevin, I have a rule always. I have a rule. Steve, I've told you this rule. Anybody who talks to me knows this rule. If you're ever in an argument with somebody and they try to bring up anything that you did,
Yeah.
Steve, if you have a problem with Charity and you bring up your problem with Charity,
right?
The one rule we have is Charity's not allowed to point out something that you did.
Right.
Because that is deflection. And deflection will not stand today, Kevin. We cannot bring in the Calipari coaching tree. Right now.
I don't know. I might be here for it.
We got a hot seat.
I can find a way to blame Cal for this.
That's funny. You know what little dark humor joke that popped into my head, Steve, as the music was playing. You know me. I can't get out the I'll never live down the Kenny Payne won those games thing, right?
Yep. Not good.
And then I went from Kenny Payne, maybe Kenny Payne didn't win those games. And then I was going to be like, maybe Cal didn't win those games. And then it was going to be, the players won those games.
There we go.
We're just going to settle it.
I'll just I'll give credit to the players.
Just give credit to all the players.
It's obviously nobody over there on that staff knew what they were doing.
Yo, Lock, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away. Yo, Lock, you there?
Hey, good morning, guys. Can you hear me?
Yep, just fine.
Hey, you know what? Well, first of all, I was going to tell a story to the Cardinal fans, but you know what, Marcus, did I hear you say you watched the game a second time?
A third, actually, but yes.
Oh my gosh!
That's
brother, you better than me. Who put the gun to your head? Did they kidnap you? Did they put a bag over your head?
I love my Louisville Cardinals.
Gosh, woo-wee! That's like torture. You know what? We're gonna kidnap Marcus Maven, and then we're gonna just make him watch the Arkansas State game again. Oh my gosh! I don't wish that on my worst enemy, man. You know. But anyway, listen. Louisville Cardinal fans, here's what I want you to do. Close your eyes. Let me tell you a story. You want to know how low our program has fallen? Marcus Maven.
Pretty aware.
Steve Rummage. Listen, let me tell you something. Arkansas State last night, switch the name, Pikeville University, same thing, emptied their bench against the University of Louisville on their own court. You know when a team empties their bench, they showed us mercy. They said, you know, we're too.
Well, that was more like give them a chance to get nice pictures in the Yum Center.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, they showed us mercy. Let's get our stories
that wasn't
out.
mercy.
It's too much. Our stories are too tough. Yeah.
Nah, listen, I feel what you're saying. Like it sucks. It sucks. It really
does.
At the
end of our bench. Yeah, get them all in. Get them all in. Listen, I love Coach Payne, but when teams like that are emptying their bench against you, we're lower. I heard somebody mention Georgetown and say we're lower than them right now. Our program is so low.
Okay. We get it. Okay. I already watched the game 3 more times. I did not plan to come in here and have Yolak explain to me how emptying the bench, how much of a lower standard it is set.
Oh, my God, Marcus, let me tell you. We fell for the glitz and the glamour, man. You know, we thought Coach Payne was going to come down here.
Yes.
We thought we was going to have worldwide West. We fell for it.
I agree.
You know, it wasn't the Indiana coach that tricked him. We were the ones that were tricked. He had no head coaching experience at all. And we wasn't thinking about it.
I've seen some people without head coaching experience do a lot better than this.
Oh, my gosh. Man, And I feel so bad for Coach Payne. I listen, I really do, because I'm a diehard Louisville fan. But if I'm Coach Payne, guess what? I'm stepping down. I really am. I'm stepping down because I don't want this to affect the way we actually view him, because he was a great player and we love him. I don't want it to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to become like personal. You know what I mean, Marcus?
Yeah. That, at this point, that's the only thing anybody's worried about. I'm gonna have to. You're like, I appreciate the call. I'm gonna have to. Nikki, go ahead and play us out. Our caller's gonna have to go to the next break. We got to move along on that one. Actually, I'll take these two real quick. Let's be really, really quick. Is Kevin still on the line, or is that a different Kevin? Plumber Chuck, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
What's going on, guys? I don't know if either one of y'all went to the game, but I saw the picture of what the Yum Center looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like a closed-up Kmart. That's not good.
Right.
Second thing, we had Louisville fans on Facebook last night worried about Arkansas State players giving L's down. Well, you've got more to worry about than L's down. You know, we're in bad shape right now, and I love Coach Payne as a player, and I think as a player and an alumni, he's on top. But as far as a coach, he's in over his head. He needs to step down or something happen, because nobody's going to go the rest of the season to watch that. And that Kentucky game is going to be ugly. So I'll hang up. I know you got a lot of callers.
Yes.
Keep up the good work. And Merry Christmas, guys, if I don't talk to you.
Merry Christmas, and thank you for the positive vibe. Is this a new Kevin, Nikki, or do we ever?
I don't think.
Okay.
I don't.
Nikki, go ahead and play us out. Yeah, listen, Steve, I'm gonna let you off the hook. I'll fall on this sword on my own. We're gonna be rolling along, so I encourage everybody to stick around on this. Let me get some coffee and reset. Roll along, 93.9 The Ville.